the latest single off the forthcoming Obituary album, The Dying of Everything, dropped. The song is called The Wrong Time. This is a really fun song, and you're either gonna like it or you won't, but I think you probably will. Honestly, I haven't read any negative feedback at all. I mean, the song's only been out for like a day, but of all the comments that I read on like yeah, I think that's the only place, the YouTube comments, they were all positive. I didn't read one negative review. One of the, I think the top rated comments for it, which is pretty funny, top rated, rightfully so, somebody said, "This song makes me want to go to my neighbor's house and offer to walk their dog." It's pretty funny, offer to walk their dog for them. It's like one of those like kind of like Vicodin-y sort of buzzy, you know, you just fucking feel good, man. It's a feel good song. Oh, the other thing is like the solo's really fucking good in this song. It's just this kind of like, the solo, I think, is a good reflection of Obituary as a band. I got a feeling that of all the, like, those Florida death metal bands, they're probably one of the more kind of, like, fun bands to party with, to hang with. They probably have, like, the best, like, I don't know, sense of humor. I don't think they really take... Yeah, it's not to say they don't take themselves seriously. They very clearly take their music seriously. What the fuck am I trying to say here? They're probably just not dickheads. Like, put it that way. They're probably just not dickheads, okay? And the solo is just a good reflection of that, you know? Like, I saw him in Richmond with these guys, with Municipal Waste earlier in the year. And the song they played before they came out on stage was the Pat Travers Band, snorting whiskey, drinking cocaine. Snorting whiskey, drinking cocaine. Wow, right? And it's just, I don't know, man, listen to it. It's a fun fucking, like, kickback, kind of hard rock song, dude. That kind of thing, you know? That's what they played that song. You know how bands do that? Some bands do that, like, Kiss did it for the longest time with Won't Get Fooled Again. Most recently, they did it, or they're doing it with rock and roll, Led Zeppelin. Iron Maiden does it with Dr. Doctor, you know, UFO song. And Obituary, they do it with the snorting whiskey and drinking cocaine. Funny name for a song. The song's fucking awesome, by the way, right? But I'm not surprised Obituary wrote a song like this. I'm not. The song is just a good time. I first came to learn and love Obituary during Psycho Las Vegas 2021. Now, I had known of Obituary for a million years. They had played at a million shows that I've been at, but for whatever reason, I just never really, like, I think I thought they were something different from what I learned them to be. That day that I walked into the Michelob, I always have such a hard time remembering the name of that goddamn place. The Michelob Ultra Light Arena inside Mandalay Bay. Now, let me just say this, right? If you've ever been to a show there, you know what I'm talking about. You know that the sound is fucking incredible. The sound is incredible in there. Absolutely incredible. Now, as I understand it, that venue was built specifically for concerts. But I just remember walking in, and I was like, holy shit. It just sounded crystal clear. Dude, let me put it this way, right? If I were trying to sell Mandalay Bay to some kind of like foreign investors or something, and I wanted to sell them on, you know, the capabilities of the arena, I would not have like Elton John playing, Billy Joel. No, I would have Obituary playing of all bands, because holy shit, I think they are the perfect band to demonstrate just how good you're gonna sound, because you just hear those pinch harmonics, you know, and you hear the guitar, and you hear Tardy's voice. You just like, you don't have to be a death metal fan or an extreme music fan to hear that and think, Jesus Christ, man, like, do I have headphones on right now? No, you don't. You are inside the Michelob Ultra Light Arena inside in Mandalay Bay, and shit, man. All right, so anyway, with that said, because of that, Obituary was one of those bands that I fell in love with within the first 5 seconds of hearing them. So, needless to say that when I woke up this morning and I saw the article, Obituary drops the latest single, The Wrong Time, off the forthcoming, off their forthcoming album, The Dying of Everything. I was like, oh, wow, great, that's fucking awesome, sweet, let's hear it. And dude, let me tell you, like, I thought this was worth, not a review, okay? I don't want to call this a review because, frankly, alright, number one, I feel like I suck at them. Number two, man, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm simple-minded, maybe I'm missing the point of reviews, but like, they always seem just way too like, fucking too wordy, too many words, and these kind of like real esoteric, sort of abstract concepts, whatever the hell you want to call them, I can't follow along with, and like, you know, that gives me, if it's something that I haven't listened to yet, or if it's a movie I haven't watched yet, if I was just some sort of inescapable situation where I couldn't get away from the fucking review, right? Like, that kind of, it doesn't sour the experience once I actually dive into it for me, but it fucks it up a little bit, maybe you could say, right? So for that reason, I just do not like fucking reviews, okay? So I'm just gonna talk about the song. That's all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna talk about it, that's it, right? This is like, alright, put it to you this way, right? It's a fucking awesome song, right? There I said it, god damn it. No use in trying to dress it up or build up to anything special beforehand. And here are the reasons why, okay? First off, the introduction, okay? The introduction, I'll put it this way, it is very, very interesting. It's very cool, you know, it's very awesome, but it's interesting, and here's why, right? If you are like a novice music head, right? You know enough about the major genres to know the differences. You can tell the difference between a death metal song versus a black metal song versus like a grindcore song versus like, you know, an industrial, take note, song, right? So you can, you know the major differences, right? Okay. All right, so you might hear this introduction and it's got these really, really heavily like reverby drums with this kind of like tribal sort of rhythm, right? And it's got these like, this sound texture a couple of times. I think a synthesizer right out of like any of the Terminator movies, okay? So you'd hear that, and if you didn't know any better, if you're just a casual listener, you might hear it. If you didn't know it was an Obituary, you might hear it and be like, if somebody says like, okay, hey, name the band, just take a guess at who this band is. You might hear it based off the drums, based off this kind of like synthesizer texture. Oh, and there's also this kind of like weird sort of like ticking thing, right? Like, okay, you might hear it and you might be like, all right, just any guess? Yes, any guess. I don't know, Fear Factory? It's a little bit reminiscent of Fear Factory. Not entirely, but you get a little bit of that like mechanized industrialist feel. You know, you get that. I did at least, right? And you want to go beyond that? Okay, so if somebody else was like, all right, what, not what band this is, like, name the genre, okay? Name the genre. That casual listener might hear it and be like, all right, maybe sounds a little industrial. Yeah, it sounds a little, you could maybe argue it sounds a little bit, it's reminiscent. It isn't, okay, but it's a little bit reminiscent of surface level industrial. Well, shit, I don't really listen to a ton of, really like any industrial. This song I think could be enjoyed by like, ravers. I could see ravers totally dancing their ass off to this song. And I'm not trying to say that this is any sort of like metal dance club or like dance club metal music. It's not that. It's not like, what was that Satyricon album with like with like King on it, which is actually not a bad album. I don't mind that album. It's like, it's different from the earlier stuff, but it's not that, okay? The melody though, the melody is just like, It's definitely got its like deathy guitar sound, but the melody's like happy, okay? It's almost like, well, shit. I mean, it's not almost, it's fucking happy sounding, right? Not the entire song, but just like the main riff. It is catchy. It is very, very infectious. You hear it once, and then, you know, you hear it again in your head several times after that, and you want to hear the song even more after that, you know? I could see it being something that, like, if you overdose on it, you might get sick of it, right? But as far as, like, the, like, it just, you move. This song moves you, and maybe it grooves you too a little bit, but like, I could see, you know, at the end of Deuce, when Kiss plays Deuce live, Gene and Paul and Ace or Tommy, you know, they line up at the front of the stage, and like, they do that like synchronized, like, like that thing, right? I could totally see them doing that to this, you know, to like the main riff, right? I could totally 100% see that taking place, right? But okay, so it's like, the first kind of thought that came to my mind is to like, I was like, okay, what does this remind me of? What is the mood? What is the like, what is the melody? The melody, it doesn't, all right, it's not a, fuck. There are two songs that came to mind that I was like, oh shit, I get the same feeling when I, you know, I'm hearing this. Do you remember the song on Cryptic Writings, Megadeth? It was called Almost Honest. You probably do. It was one of the like big singles off Cryptic Writings. But you know, it was like kind of like, it had a good mix of like signature kind of metal, like, hey, look, we're badass, right? But then the chorus came, and the chorus is that kind of like, you know, like that kind of like real sort of feel-goody type chorus, right? And the other one was the song Bend It Like a Bender on the Devin Townsend project. I think the album was called, it was with the crayons on the cover. Addicted, I think it was called. The same type of thing, man. Just kind of fucking happy, you know? Kind of like, you know, I mean, look at me. I'm not even listening to the song right now. I'm just thinking about it. And I'm like, whatever the hell that is, right? So it was like that, man. It's not to say it's happy metal, because it isn't. Because there are parts in the song that also are not happy. They're back to their like kind of like, fuck, man, I should just play the fucking thing. But the other thing I want to say is this, too. Obituary is a band that they are gonna do what they are gonna do, right? They're the AC/DC of death metal, okay? That is one way to put it. And there are other AC/DCs of death metal, but Obituary is the fucking AC/DC of death metal, right? The formula doesn't really change all that often. You might hear some things that don't really... My favorite Obituary song, okay, Threatening Skies. You hear that and you be like, this is a punk song almost, you know? This is not Hammer Smash Face. This is not God of Emptiness or anything off formulas or anything like that, right? They do what they want, right? But it's not like there's some sort of like current wave that they're riding. You're not gonna hear what they're doing in this song really anywhere else in death metal right now. Like, it's not gent, it's not, you know, deathcore. They're not like treading in those territories or anything like that. It's not that. It's a riff, it's a song that these dudes came up with somehow and they liked it, and I do too. So I just fucking play it, right? I should just play the goddamn song, or as much of it as, like, you know, I can. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. You can hear that. You hear that synth, that Terminator? And this is Tardy in the back. Reminds me of Attila Mayhem, that thing. Here's the riff, main riff. You know what I mean? That kind of thing, you know? And like that, you know what I mean? Just it moves you, you know? It's a fun, like, riff. I mean, think about how much fun I just had, like, fucking up the, like, melody thing there. Okay, so here's like this is like the main verse, right? Yeah, it's kind of like tough, it's kind of badass, you know? But You know what I mean? It's like the Deuce thing, you know? Listen how fucking fun that is, man. This is Obituary, a death metal band, right? Playing this, but I like it though. It's fucking awesome. Oh yeah, and this is like, you know, see, it's not all sunshine, right? The song isn't all like happy kind of sunshine and stuff. It's got, you know, like some of that in it too. Oh, but this is cool, right? And then it stops. Oh yeah, and it goes back into verse and stuff, you know. That's, I could see like Bruce Dickinson, not of Iron Maiden, but like Bruce Dickinson producing it. The Bruce Dickinson who produced Blue Oyster Cult, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, being like, you know, they're having fun, they're jamming, they're on their ecstasy, and like they're having a good time. And Bruce Dickinson's like, I gotta have more metal, baby. You know what I mean? And they cut into that. You know, they get back to their, you know, hey, look, it's not all sunshine, right? You know, so. Yeah, man, it's a fucking great song. I love it. It's a fun song. It's very catchy. You know, it's just, these guys, they did a great job. And whatever the rest of the album sounds like, I don't know, man. So anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts. I think it's a fucking awesome song. You probably gonna love it. I think you will. I think you'll like it. You know, I'd be interested to know what you think. Yeah, let me know, and stay metal. All right.